Let's be real for a second. You've been in conversations where someone mentions mining Bitcoin and you've just smiled and nodded like you totally get it, while internally screaming and hoping that nobody asks you a follow-up question. Today, I'll explain how mining Bitcoin really works to you like you're 5 years old, and by the time we're done here, you'll be able to confidently bore someone at a party with your newfound knowledge of digital currency. First things first, what even is Bitcoin? Forget everything complicated that you've ever heard. For now, just think of Bitcoin as a special internet money. You can't hold it, you can't fold it, and you definitely can't accidentally put it through the washing machine. It only exists on computers. It's a bit like the gold coins that you might win in a video game, except some grown-ups in the real world decided that these coins are worth a lot of actual spendable money. The most important rule of Bitcoin is that there is no boss, there's no big bank, no person in a suit, no government in charge of it all. It's a group project where someone has to agree on the rules, which sounds like a nightmare, but somehow it works. So if there's no bank, how does anyone keep track of who has what? And how do we know that Bob actually sent Sally 1 Bitcoin? Well, this is where the magic starts. We keep track of all the internet money using a very special kind of notebook, and the notebook is called the blockchain. Imagine a giant see-through notebook that's shared with thousands of people all over the world. Everyone has their own perfect copy of it, and they can all see it at the same time. Whenever anyone does anything with Bitcoin, like sending it to a friend, a note gets written in the notebook for everyone to see. For example, a new line might say, Bob gave Sally 1 Bitcoin, and that little note is called a transaction. Simple enough, right? Now, this notebook isn't one endless scroll. It's made up of pages, just like a regular notebook. And once a page is filled up with a bunch of these transaction notes, we call that page a block. When a page, or a block, is full, it gets added to the very end of the notebook. And here is the part that makes it so special. Each new page is magically glued to the page before it with the strongest glue in the universe. You can never rip a page out. You can never use whiteout to change what's written. You can never sneak a new page in between two old ones. Once a page is in the notebook, it's there forever, for everyone to see exactly as it was written. Because each page or block is linked to the one before it, it creates a long chain of blocks. And what do you call a chain of blocks? A blockchain. You see, you're starting to get it. It's just a name for a public notebook that's very, very hard to mess with. And this notebook is the official history of every single Bitcoin transaction ever made. So, who gets to write on the new pages of this notebook? Who's in charge of gathering up all the new transactions and adding the next block to the chain? This is where our miners come in. When you hear the word miner, you probably think of a person with a helmet and a pickaxe digging for gold. But Bitcoin miners don't have pickaxes. They have very, very powerful computers. Their job is to be the official record keepers. Lots of people all over the world want this job. And why? Because if you are the chosen one to add the next page to the blockchain, you get a prize. And that prize is a brand new shiny Bitcoin that was just created out of thin air. And this is the reward for doing the work of keeping the notebook up to date and secure. This is the only way that new Bitcoin is ever made. So when they say that they're mining Bitcoin, they aren't digging it out of the internet. They're earning brand new coins by winning the right to update the notebook. And how do we decide which miner gets the prize? Well, we don't just pick a name out of the hat. That wouldn't be too fair. Instead, we make it a competition. All the miners in the world compete to solve a super, super difficult puzzle. The first one to solve the puzzle wins, and the whole competition has a fancy name: proof of work. You have to prove that your computer did a whole lot of work to find the answer. And what is this puzzle? It's basically a massive guessing game. Imagine I tell a huge room full of people, I'm thinking of a secret number. Your job is to guess it, and the first person to yell out the right number gets a pile of cash. And that is exactly what Bitcoin miners are doing, but with their computers. Their computers aren't thinking or being smart. They're just guessing machines. They're designed to do one thing and one thing only: guess numbers at an absolutely insane speed. And we're talking trillions of guesses every single second. And the computer that guesses the right secret number first wins the competition. That is the work in the proof of work. It's the work of guessing, and it takes a ton of electricity to power these guessing machines, which is why you hear that Bitcoin mining uses a lot of energy. It's the cost of playing this worldwide guessing game. Now, let's get just a little more specific about this guessing game, but I promise, we'll still keep it simple. Every time a miner gathers a new page of transactions, they turn all of that information into a short secret code. And this code is called a hash. You can think of a hash as a unique digital fingerprint. If you have a document, it has one specific fingerprint. And if you change even one tiny comma in that document, the fingerprint changes completely and looks totally different. So, the page of transactions has its own unique fingerprint, its own hash. The miner's job isn't just to guess any random number, they're trying to find a special number called a nonce, which is just a silly word for a number you only use once. They add this nonce to their page of transactions, and they create a new hash, a new fingerprint for the whole bundle. And the rules of the Bitcoin game say that the winning hash has to look a certain way. For example, the rule might be, the final fingerprint has to start with 30 zeros. Why? No good reason. It's just an arbitrary rule to make the puzzle really, really hard to solve. There's no way to know which nonce will produce a fingerprint with 30 zeros at the front. The only way to find it is to try. So a miner's computer takes the page of transactions, adds the nonce 1, creates the hash, and does it start with 30 zeros? No. Alright, throw it away. Try again. Add the nonce 2, create the hash. Does this one work? No. Throw it away. Try again with 3, and again with 4. Trillions and trillions of times per second across thousands and thousands of computers, all guessing a new nonce, creating a new hash, and checking to see if it fits the rule. It is a lottery. Plain and simple. The more powerful your computer, the more guesses you can make per second, and the better your chances are of winning. Eventually, some lucky computer somewhere out in the world guesses the right nonce. It finds the one that, when combined with the page of transactions, creates that winning hash that starts with all the required zeros. The moment it finds it, it shouts out to all the other miners on the network, "Hey everyone, I found it! Here's the page, and here's my winning secret number!" Now here's the cool part. While it was incredibly difficult and took trillions of guesses to find that number, it is super duper easy for everyone else to check if the answer is correct. The other miners take the winner's page, and the winners propose nonce, and create the hash themselves. Does it match? Does it start with 30 zeros? Yes, it does. It takes them less than a second to confirm that the winner is right. And once a majority of the other miners agree that the answer is correct, the new page is officially confirmed. It gets added to the end of everyone's copy of the blockchain, that big public notebook. The transactions on that page are now set in stone, and the unbreakable glue is applied. And for all that hard work, the owner of the winning computer gets the reward. They get a predetermined amount of brand new Bitcoin, plus any small fees that people included with their transactions on the page. Then, the race starts all over again for the very next block. Everyone starts gathering new transactions and begins the guessing game once more. So why? Why do we do all of this? Why this ridiculously complicated and energy-hungry guessing game? The answer is security. This whole process makes the blockchain notebook incredibly safe and trustworthy, even without a boss or a bank in charge. Think about a bad guy who wants to cheat. Let's say he wants to go back in time and change a transaction on an old page. Maybe he wants to erase a payment he made so he gets his money back. Well, as soon as he changes that one little detail on page 100, the magic fingerprint, the hash for that page changes completely. But remember, the fingerprint of page 101 was linked to the original fingerprint of page 100. So now page 101's glue is broken. The cheater would have to resolve the incredibly hard puzzle for page 100 to create a new valid fingerprint. Then he would have to do that all over again for page 101 to link it to the new page 100. And then for page 102 and 103 and for every single page that has been added since. While he is busy trying to redo all that old work, all the other thousands of honest miners in the world are still working ahead, solving the puzzle for the newest page. So for the cheater to succeed, he would need to have more computer power than everyone else in the entire network combined. He would have to redo the work of the past and catch up to the present faster than everyone else is moving into the future. It's kind of like trying to win a race against 10,000 people, but you have to start a mile behind and run backwards for a bit before you can even start moving forward. It's basically impossible. And that's what makes Bitcoin so secure. The proof of work is not just a competition for a prize, it's a security system. It makes the history of transactions so difficult to change that we can all trust it. So, to wrap it all up, mining Bitcoin is just thousands of computers playing a worldwide guessing game 24/7. They're all competing to solve a pointless puzzle to win the right to update a giant public notebook. And the winner gets some new digital coins as a prize. And all their hard work makes the notebook super secure and trustworthy from the cheaters. You see, you totally get it now. It's just a worldwide lottery that also happens to secure a financial network. Now go on, you're officially less clueless than you were 10 minutes ago. You're welcome.